everybody. This is the update where I continue to work on the backdrop. I hope my sound's okay, because when I do this I flip around. My sound kind of goes funky now. I don't know what's going on, but I hope it's okay. I've been doing a lot of work. Some buildings are in, a lot of stuff is in, so stay tuned on this, and I will show you what I did. I forgot to say in this update, when I looked at my trees, is I'm using a lot of my, right now, for obvious reasons, I'm using my stuff from my past layout. I took a lot of stuff off of there, and I'm reusing a lot of it, which is what I intended to do on this layout. But I'm down to, I don't have much variety in my trees. So I'm going to have to think of something to do, and I think I'm going to order from Pfeiffer Hobby. I'm going to go on tonight and take a look and see what Mike has to offer. You know him. He's got a fantastic layout, Santa Fe based. Beautiful layout. So I think I will look him up, which I have saved in my favorites, because I do. Yeah, I've looked, kind of started looking at some of his stuff. So I think I'm going to get the Woodland Scenics underbrush that makes trees, which I did over here along my river, and they look good, and it'll be a different look amongst all the darker green trees I have, and I can kind of mix it up better, and maybe still finish up some more on the side. So I hope you enjoy the layout update. I should have another video coming before I do On Track Tuesday, because I got a couple things to talk about on Track Tuesday. Most likely, well, I know I'm not working. I'll explain that, what's going on with that, and so I'll probably be on at the 7 o'clock time. So I will catch you guys in. I'll probably, like I said, I'll have another update and a reminder for sure between then. So, and hopefully I get all this, what else I need to do, and I can finally do some run-by videos. I've been really wanting to do a nice 12-minute run session video, or a little longer, with all the different locos that I have. I may run a few of mine that aren't DCC yet, but I won't run them very much, but enough to run a nice looking train and get some video. Just them running around this backdrop would be enough for me. So thank you guys. Like, comment, subscribe.
Alrighty guys, so I've got my road here all plastered in. I've cut it up where I need to, sanded it. It's a few little spots, but some of them won't be seen. I wanted to put the Ford dealer there. It's just not going to fit because that leftover gap that's back there. So we're going to do a little something else, and I've got backup, so no big deal. Sanded, there's a few little spots, but overall it's sanded nicely. And I've cut out the road where the edge is. So we're going to go ahead and paint this with the black acrylic paint right there, and just let this give a good coat and dry, and come back the next day, see how it turns out. Maybe I'll need another additional coat, but I'm just going to paint this all black, and wherever I need to put foliage or whatever, that isn't an issue. Won't be much. So we'll figure out all the rest of this building over here. I know the diner's going here. Some background flats. Again, I'm the king of that right now. Back there. And some trees and stuff. And it'll all come together and look very nice. So stay tuned. I continuing on with the backdrop. This building right here is where it's going to go a little bit over. I got to put this sidewalk I made there. Have to make sidewalks for this right here. The road is painted. Turned out nice. I redid this little area here because it was too high, so I sanded it down and graded it off so it'll look better. And we're going to put a sidewalk in here, and towards the end down here, this little market will be there. There'll be another little shop. Let me zoom in here. Yeah, there'll be another little shop right between the market and that other little building standing up there. That's better. Back here, I wanted to do the dealership. I did not do that. I did not have room for that because that gap back there still was back there. So what I did was I made this out of foam, and this is the first time I've ever made a rock out of foam, and I think it looks really good. I'm really shocked how well these turns out. So I think the next big mountain I kind of do I'm going to do it. I might try the foam approach here because this turned out really well. I tried to kind of paint it to match my other rocks down on the other side of the layout. Use the same method. Started dark, kind of went lighter, and then light brush like a tan across it to lighten it up. Good technique Chuck Baker told me a while back when I did this big mountain a couple years ago. Really came in handy. So I definitely remember that. Chuck's a good guy. So that's going to be with some some landscaping stuff around it. Of course, I'm going to paint my trees, and I'm going to fix this gap back here in the backdrop. Right here, this I haven't decided yet if that's going to stay or not. This building here will. This building I'm not sure. I may move this down a little bit, put a bigger warehouse like this where I can have dock doors and back trucks into it, or put trailers here off the road. Just kind of look more like a real industry. I have not decided that yet. I may stick with the motor company. I haven't decided. So then we come down here, and of course that's going to stay. Like I said, it may get moved down. Here, of course, I'll paint my trees. And of course, here we have the drive-in. And right here will be the road going off this way. All this right here will be scenic in. That's not a big deal. Just going to go right over this. Of course, we're going to paint some trees back here, put a wooden fence, maybe a billboard back there. Probably be some more trees along there. We'll see what I got left. And when I get into that, I'll explain what my issue is with the trees. So, but that's what I'm doing. So stay tuned. Of course, I got to paint this and ballast this too once I get everything in. So stay tuned, guys, and I'll show you my what I'm doing. Everybody, hey, just what else? Continuing working along the backdrop here. You can see I did put some telephone poles all the way, if you can see, down the main line. They are weathered. I usually weather them up with little pastels and kind of make them look, like they've been out in the wild a little bit. So got that building in place. We got this now. Got a signal box here. Pardon my shakiness. And I'm going to have for now, some lifelike crossings till I really get some good ones that light up. I got to put a little gravel alongside the road. This is a picture here of Bloomington. It's like Washington and Main Street that runs east-west through town. It's actually not too far from me, but this is downtown area. I think this looks nice. The sky almost blends in, but you know what? When you're making run-bys with trains, or it's just to complete a scene, it definitely works. And when I go lower on the crossing here, which I hope to do in the future when I have run videos coming, once I get this done, I will. It will look really great. So I just Google mapped that. Kind of knew what area I was looking for and pictures I was looking for, and this was one that gave me a nice kind of farther way down the road look. I just have to weather up my road, which I got to do anyway, and lighten it up. I think the next road I make will be concrete color. I just don't have much of that concrete color. I have more black, which is why I picked that right now, because there's no really store to go get that cheap acrylic paint from right now, unless I want to wait my turn in Walmart, and I don't. And I'll explain that on my On Track Tuesday why I don't really go to the store now. So we'll continue on here. This little building sticking out here, it needs to be glued back down there. It kind of popped out. I think the other one may be okay. And there's the market. It fits in there great. Man, it looks really good. And then we'll get over here to where I can, of course, continue to paint my trees, paint a few pine trees back there. I can space out my pine trees. What I have, I've got a few of these left. I only have one really good Grand Central Gem. That's in the middle. The other one's an older Woodland Scenics, and those are Woodland Scenics pines too. You can't make them look better if I tweezed them out, but they kind of look wild looking, or some kind of wild looking tree. Then we come down here, and this is the flat that I did away with the auto shop, but I do have plans to use it. So just here in a minute, I'll show you. So that's what I wanted to do. I think that looks really cool. I need to get some more in-scale truck trailers, but in the future I will do that to fill out this scene. Also back here, I'm still going to put a few more trees in, some ground foam. That's just drying, and I was doing the trees as I was going, but not a good idea, because that ground foam on top was sealed with 50/50, so it was still wet, and I didn't really want to mess it up, so I just decided just to wait another day and come back when it's all dry. So let's see if I can get a look in here, get a little bit better view. So yeah, this is that's that rock, and it matched my other rock over there along the other side by the big mountain. Very happy with how this turned out with this foam. Man, I really thought it looked good once I carved it out, and it's easy to work with, of course. I mean, I didn't even use a hot knife. I just used an X-Acto with a new number 2 blade, and just made relief marks all over it and chiseled it out. So I think it turned out nicely. I'm trying to get it to glue down, which it looks like it came up there on the back. So I may just reach around there and put some ground foam or do some more stuff along the bottom to get that to set in there. And then the backstop, I actually just put some paper and painted it to match the backdrop. There's a spot of drying Mod Podge there. I'm gonna have to probably repaint that so it takes away that shine, but that's what I did to fill that gap I had back there. Can't really tell in a video. That's kind of hard to tell in person, just a little difference. So here's this. I need to put another tree right in here, hide that blue a little bit on the side, but this is where this needed to go, and that looks great. We talked about that. And then I got the trees here that I painted again, of course, and I've got this building here. There may be a couple trucks outside of this building. This right here I'm not quite done. I got to do a little more there on the side of the building, I think, but the building's not there. It's just standing up. And so then we come to the diner, and I'm going to box this in with a wooden fence that I have to make. Probably going to start somewhere like here and go around to the back, and in the back I'll have some trees, but the fence will cover this a little bit. So this looks like that auto shop is beyond the fence. It's on the edge of the backdrop. So there will be a road. I may have to move it back actually a little bit, because the road will go right across here. So on out to wherever it goes. So that's really what I've been working on. Of course, you see my telephone poles there. That one is weathered. This one down here, it is weathered too, but I guess it's not permanently put in yet. That's just kind of where they're going to go. So looks really great. Very, very happy with it. This looks good. Just got to fix those two buildings and get some little details. First time I've ever done that, and I think that looks really cool. So we're going to end the update here, and I'll probably do a little more work and continue on. And of course I need to ballast all this track and fill that in on each side all the way down the main line, which is what I'm going to do probably here in the next day or two. And I'll explain another kind of thing I'm thinking about. So that's it, guys. That's for this update. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. I would appreciate it. Thank you.